This is the portal you have to look out for. If you spent the past couple of years doing all of those releasing ceremonies, those manifestation ceremonies, and nothing really came into alignment and nothing really manifested, or you're still holding on to some of the stuff that is really, really hurting your heart that you seem to can't let go of, this is the portal that is going to empower you to let go of those things and bring in the new. And when I say drop the old, I mean you're dropping it. You're putting it across the ocean. You're burying it, okay? It's gone and it's gone. And you won't need to see it ever again, okay? This is that portal. And it's crazy because nobody is talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. And I really think it's a huge disservice. And I think part of that is because, yes, this portal happens to align, not coincidentally, with the inauguration ceremony of President Trump. And I think that's kind of taken over the media waves, the news, even like spiritual news. But I'm telling y'all right now, this is one of the biggest lessons that we are going to learn over and over and over again over the next 19 years. When the media wants you to go out, that's when you need to go in. And it's so insane. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get into it for this week's episode. This is Transformation to Expansion. My name is LaJoie Bradley. And I know I said that really fast, but I'm really excited to share this news with y'all because this is an opportunity for y'all to really release the old. Really release the old with ease, okay? And I'm talking one ceremony, one and done. You good to go, okay? This is one of the top 3 portals, maybe 4 portals of this year, okay? One of the most powerful portals of this year. And yes, it is on the 21st. And yes, they decided that the inauguration ceremony would be on January 21st this year for President Trump to come in. Again, I don't think that's a coincidence. But again, I really want to empower y'all. Again, when the media is trying to get you to go out, to focus on what's going on outside, I want y'all to go in. I really want to empower y'all to focus on you on that day. Go inward. Heal. Do this releasing ceremony that's going to allow for a lot of blocks to be released and gone. Like when I say gone, I mean gone. Like you don't have to worry about them anymore. But y'all need to have this opportunity, take this opportunity to go in, okay? COVID was also one of those opportunities. Yes, it was a long opportunity and it was not a fun opportunity for most of us, but it was an opportunity to go in and really reflect and focus on you, okay? So I got my notes here today and we're going to get started. So let's go ahead and go into this. So of course, as I said earlier, the alignment that I'm talking about the portal that I'm talking about is the planetary alignment portal starting on January 21st, 2025. I think it goes until the 25th of January. And then this is one half of that portal. The other portal is going to be in February. And I'll make another video about that portal. But this is going to be so significant in so many different ways. Okay. One of the ways is there will be a disclosure event happening around this time, maybe on that day. If not, it's going to happen that week. That's going to be one of the biggest things. Okay. You're going to see. Because again, this is how the media works too. I've said this before on this channel. I've said this before in the Patreon. This is how it works, right? Media wants to distract you. So one of the things that's going to happen is, yes, the president will be the president. I shouldn't put that in quotes, right? But I should really, because it's not really, it's the Musk administration, like I said before, but we won't get into it. That administration is definitely going to try to distract you from going inward on that day. The most important thing you can do, January 21st, 2025, is go inward. Is turn the TV off, turn the phone off. If you can, put it on airplane mode. Don't even participate in conversations of what's happening. Go inward. That's what y'all need to do. That's what's going to serve you the most, okay? And at the end of this video, I'll talk about a releasing ceremony and an invitation ceremony that you can do on this day, okay? But I really want y'all to really understand what this is about and what, the craziness that we're going to see on the media over the next 19 years is going to be about, okay? And it's really going to be just a test, okay? And on January 21st, you can get a really in-depth conversation, but explanation of really what this portal is and the depth of the even the inauguration ceremony, what's going on in the media, what's going on with what, you know, Trump is saying. And it's crazy too, because it's funny, because when he was last in office, I never talked about him like this. Never. Even if somebody came, like, brought him up in conversation, I was like, nah, I'm good. Let me go the other way. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're interested in joining the Patreon family, the link is in the description below. And if you want the wellness library, the link is in the description below. It's moved to Patreon. So I'll see y'all there. Peace. And so I'm not going to try to talk about him a lot, but one of the best sources of information that you can find on YouTube is going to be B-Dell's YouTube channel. So you need to check it out. Just search B-Dell. I think his videos will come up. And look at the one that he says is called the God. He calls it the God Portal. And, you know, if you want more information, go to that. But it's very technical. I'm here to give you all the more spiritual aspect of it. The more, you know, from a perspective of like what you need to do, what you need to focus on this day to really live your best life and to really empower yourself to be the best version of yourself and to really love yourself, really live in love and attract from that space. Because once you attract from that space, you attract from that space with ease, okay? And when I say ease, I mean smooth sailing. It's like the wind is in the right direction. You know, you got, you don't have to drive the boat. The ocean is driving the boat for you. Like, it's that easy, right? You got to tap inwardly, right? And anyway, so we're going to talk about that today, okay? We're also going to talk about squirrels without borders. And yes, I said it right, squirrels without borders, because this is one of the biggest themes that we're going to see and experience in the next about 20 years, okay? I might touch on the population, the 10 billion population, which is going to be a big deal. I don't know if I really have to touch into that today, but of course, we're going to focus on the January 2020 or 2025, January 21st portal, okay? So what you can do for this. First, this is an opportunity for you to go inward, like I said, and to really reflect on what serves you and what doesn't serve you. Because you don't want to go into this portal. You don't want to go through this gate, which is going to start January 21st and end like maybe a week or two after the after February, I want to say 23rd is when the next planetary alignment is. So you have time, but you really need to take this time to really truly reflect, really go in. Really assess what is in alignment with you and what is not in alignment with you. Really think about, maybe not even think about, but feel into, you know, the past decade, the past 2 decades, the past 3 decades of my life. What did I truly, genuinely feel happy about? What did I feel proud of? And does that still resonate with me? Okay. Do I want to bring that in through this portal? Okay. And then what do I really want to let go of? If you're not writing this down, y'all, you better be writing this down, okay? And not just that, to really, I want y'all to really dig a little deeper. What do I want to let go of? And what are some actions I can take to help me commit to that process, okay? Get started on your wellness journey today. Whether you are starting your wellness journey in the middle of it or finishing it, this library will help you so much. It is a free wellness library with over 50 resources on how to jumpstart your wellness. And really, it has so much more than that. It has full guides on how to quantum leap, full guides on how to manifest, and even my personal favorite, coloring books. Yes, and I'm talking unique coloring books. Y'all already know who you're dealing with, okay? We have baobab coloring books, cactus plant coloring books, and so much more. And it's completely free. So please make sure to check it out, especially if you're on your wellness journey, or if you know a friend who is on the wellness journey and wants some free resources, please let them know about the wellness library, okay? The link is in the show notes below. I love y'all so much. Let's get back to the show. And this is for some of y'all who haven't necessarily done a lot of the work yet, okay? Now, if you've done some work, you may not have to do this. But for those of you who haven't done the work and who haven't really done what is needed to really transfigure yourself, to really adapt to this new environment, to this new world that we're living in, this new what's coming up is binary world, which is like really funny because it's like computer talk, but we ain't gonna get into that. But really, we are really experiencing this duality right now of the 3D and the 4D, right? Or not 4D, the 3D and the 5D. And like I said, the media is doing everything they can to keep you in that low energy state. They're going to continue to do everything that they can to keep you in that low energy state for the next 20 years. And you know, it's so important for y'all to recognize this, because I really want for y'all to be, and it's not just like being the 5D with the rest of us. It's not even about that. It's about you knowing who you are. It's about you knowing like how to step into your power. It's about you learning that you can manifest your reality with ease. You do, I'm going to say this, some of y'all ain't going to agree with me, but you do have control over what your world is experiencing. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. You have control over that. It's all in your mind and in your heart. And it's all about how they're calibrated, what they're tuned into, what they're not tuned into. You can choose. You can choose. You have the power to do this. You have the power to manifest your dreams. I'm so tired of people like saying like, oh, you know, like, because I've even heard this in the spiritual community too. They'd be like, oh yeah, you know, that was your dream, but you know, your chart is saying this. And I'm like, no, like if that's your dream, if that's your passion, pursue it. The only thing is you don't want to pursue it in the way that everybody else is pursuing it. This is the trick. This is the key, right? And so going back to the portal, right? When you want to release, I would highly suggest to release the old mindsets surrounding how you're going to fulfill that dream, how you're going to achieve that goal. Really let go. Really let go. A lot of people are like, yeah, I don't worry about the how. Like, but it's like, nah, if you are still talking to different labels and you're reaching out to them every week trying to get signed, you're still worried about the how. You need to really let go. If you truly feel that's in your destiny, if you know, it's not even a feeling, if you know it's in your destiny, it's gonna happen, right? Another example is like I had a friend of mine who was an artist for years, but she was also a nurse, and she was like, I don't know the first thing about art, I really want to be an artist. I was like, just do it, just be it now. Do what feels right in the moment, right? And she said, okay, she's like, it's fine. I want to, keep my job and still produce my art. And so she did that. 2 years later, was it 2 years? I'm like, 1, 2 years later. Yeah, 1 or 2 years later. I forget exactly when. She's at a meeting at like a network event. And she happens to meet somebody who was looking for an artist within her field, within the field that she worked in, who was looking for an artist who was from that industry. They wanted somebody who could actually connect to the rest of the people in the industry. And it happened like that. That's how it happened. That's how she became more successful in the art. And that's how she eventually was able to become a full-time artist and pursue her dream. She didn't know how it was going to happen, but she's like, no, I'm just going to keep and do my art and see what happens. She didn't go on social media. And I'm not saying to quit whatever you're doing. If you are finding something that works and you see growth and you see improvement if you're doing social media, if you're doing like on the ground, like in person networking, then like do what works. Obviously, I'm just giving you an example of how, you don't have to worry about the how. What I mean is you don't have to, the whole hustle mentality. This is one of the things that's really going to go away it's already kind of going away, to be honest, but this is one of the things that's going to go away, but it's fading away during this Pluto and Aquarius time, okay? This is one of the things that's going to start to fade away. Ooh, girl, I got too aggressive. That's going to start to fade away during this gate. You're immediately going to see it. You immediately going to feel it. You need to let go of the how. Go with what's easiest too. There's a lot of like Chinese quotes that talk about, just going with the flow. This is the whole This is the whole mindset behind Qigong, behind Tai Chi, is just flow. And what will happen, will happen. What doesn't happen, won't happen. But just trust that process. Especially, I'm talking to those of y'all, you know, my black sheep who have the knowing. You know what you're here to do. You know what you're here to achieve. You know how you're here to help the people. You know this, right? So don't worry about the how, period. Don't worry about it at all, okay? If you need to take a week off of social media, take a week off. God isn't going to care, right? And especially with Pluto and Aquarius. This is the other big thing people aren't like recognizing. And actually, Kendrick Lamar exemplifies this. The people who are like in flow, who are random, who are like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to drop this track and surprise, it's here. Those are the people who are going to be successful during this Pluto and Aquarius era. Like, this is it. Like, that was like such a good example in 2024 of Pluto and Aquarius. And especially with this Uranus, right? It's like, conjuncting Uranus, and an astrologer, he talks about this, how it's conjuncting Uranus at like a 0 point, and he said he's looked at the charts from this time to 1 billion years ago. I think he said 1 billion to a billion years in the future, and he said he hasn't seen any other aspect like this at all. Like, this is the one time it's going to happen. It's just so interesting too, but we ain't going to get into it. It's just very interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Cause y'all need to really recognize we live in such a special time right now. And it's so precious. Like, there's people and beings who fought, like literally like fought to come here during this time. Like, y'all don't even know like the extent of it. Like, it's really crazy. It's really crazy, but it's such a special time to be here. It's such a special time to be alive. It's such a special time to be human and to experience what we're going to go through, the magic we're going to go through, the endless possibilities that we're going to see. And it's incredible. And just the evolution of the human being is going to be crazy, y'all. And it's crazy. Anyway, so we won't get into it too much. I'll save that for the Patreon family, because that's like a whole conversation. But that's the energy I want y'all to step into during this portal, the January 21st portal. You need to step into it, okay? You need to step into it. Pause the YouTube too. I'm guilty of this too. I'll be on YouTube like it's nothing. Pause the YouTube and go in, okay? Do it with me. Even if it's just for 2 or 3 intentional hours, which for some of y'all that might seem like a lot. But it's not, okay? But what I want y'all to do, and we'll actually, did I say everything that I needed to say for this episode before we get into the how-to of what to do on the 21st? What I'm getting is to really step into that energy of spontaneity, especially with Uranus. So it's like, you got to step into that energy and just think, okay, well, you know, my life is taking me this way. Let's do it. You know what? Forget the planning. Forget seriously, this is the energy for that. This is what I'm saying. This is the time for that. If it wasn't Pluto and Aquarius, and especially with that Uranus, you want to really track Uranus the next 20 years also. I wouldn't be saying this, right? Then I would be saying, yeah, do the actionable steps, checking every week. There's some stuff you should check in with every week if you want to build a relationship in that aspect of your life. So for example, finances. If you do want to build a loving relationship with finances, I would definitely recommend every week, check your finances, talk to your finances. How are we doing today? How are we doing this week? Do we make our goals? We're not making goals. What do we need to change? Definitely do that. But when it comes to living in your knowing and stepping into your knowing, stepping into your truth, to just let go and let God. Like that's literally the theme for the next 20 years, legit. Because there's going to be so many things that are going to be out of our control. And the wisest, most powerful thing we can do is let go, let God, and go within. That's the most powerful thing you can do the next 20 years. Well, probably really as a human being, period. But we ain't going to get into that right now. But it's the most powerful thing you can do for you, for your family, for your loved ones, for the world. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into this releasing and inviting ceremony, okay? So we ain't gonna talk about squirrels without borders. I know some of y'all like, what's she talking about, squirrels without borders? She's crazy. Basically what that is, I don't know where I got this from either. But if you think about squirrels, right? They don't have borders. They literally don't think, oh, I'm gonna go to the USA today and just hop the border. Like, they don't think like that, right? They have no borders. Like, oh, it's too warm here, let me go up north. They just move, right? We're gonna start to see this mentality with people, and especially with climate change. People are gonna be like, I can't live here. It's not safe for my family. It's too dangerous. I'm gonna move. And people will just move in the masses. There's no like, and this is already happening. This happened, I want to say this summer or last summer in Italy and France. I mean, it's been happening for the past 10 years, right? But it's gonna happen in crazy, I'm talking millions of people are just gonna show up in countries. It like, oh, okay, I just got chills. But seriously, millions of people just show up in the country. And it's like, and it's gonna be one of those times where we really, why am I getting emotional about this? It's gonna be one of those times where we really need to go in, and we really need to we need to go in. We need to, at least at that point, everybody should have more open hearts to invite these people into their homes. This is something that we're gonna see, and like, it's gonna be out of our control. Like, literally, there's gonna be campaigns and ways to sign up to let people from other countries live in your house with you, because there's craziness going on in other countries. Anyway, okay, so that's what I mean. I like definitely went on a tangent, but that's what I mean with squirrels without borders. I don't know why, like, how I came up with that. I feel like I got that from somewhere, but and then on the top of that, our population is going to continue to increase. It's craziness. Like, I'm telling you, the next 20 years is going to be crazy. But like I said, it's not going to be as extreme as when we see it in the movies. Please don't get that mixed up. Yes, they use media and movies and entertainment to warn us or to invite these ideas into our minds. It's not really an invitation. It's more really a projection. Project these ideas into your minds. But it's entertainment. It's dramatized, right? So please take that into consideration, okay? And please take everything that I say with a grain of salt, okay? Except for the releasing ceremony. So let's get into it. This releasing ceremony. So this releasing ceremony, I really want y'all to do this on January 21st. I'm going to be doing this. I'm like, maybe I'll tap in with y'all, and maybe I'll do... I'm like, should I do this on... Okay, what I will say is this. If you follow me on IG, you will see if I do a live stream with y'all on January 21st. But I really want to empower y'all to go in and not really be on social media. So maybe the following day, around that time. Basically, go on IG if you want to keep updated with the live stream that will happen at this time, okay? January 21st, releasing ceremony. So this is a really big releasing ceremony, okay? This is, and I really want y'all to do a symbolic releasing ceremony, right? I want you to take things and use them symbolically. So what do I mean by that? So first, let me take this step by step. First, you want to write down a list, brainstorm a list of what you would like to release, okay? This could be, so for example, let's say there's a friend of mine who I'm like, wait, I'm seeing patterns repeat with this friend. Let me release this. But also think about if it's serving you or not. If the patterns are serving you to help you evolve as a person, to help you bring in more compassion into your life, and to help you really be a better person, figure out how you can navigate that relationship with boundaries so that you can still have that relationship if it is serving you, and, you know, continue. But if it's not serving you, you want to release that, right? And so what I would do is I would write down on a piece of paper, on its own piece of paper, what it is that you're trying to release, right? And then you could do two things. You can burn it, you know, outside, fire safety, make sure you don't have a fire ban. You want to burn it outside and have your releasing ceremony. And this can be very simple. One thing I like to do these by the beach also. But you can write on a piece of paper. It has to be on its own piece of paper. It can be on a half sheet, quarter sheet, whatever. And put it like in the pile. If there's a pile of stuff you want to release, put it in the pile. I would say max 9. Stick with the number 9. Stick with the number 9. If y'all know numerology, y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Stick with the number 9. Make it 9 max. Make that releasing ceremony 9 minutes. I'm telling y'all. Okay. Okay. And it's crazy because this, I'm like so getting so many nouns. So this portal is foundational to what we're going to experience in September of this year. Foundational, y'all. Make sure you do this ceremony. And even if it's just like, and that's the other thing too. The ceremony doesn't have to be something intense like burning something. I've had a friend of mine, she told me she writes stuff on shells and throws them into the ocean. Beautiful. You can talk about them. Talk about them to, you know, if you see a therapist, talk about it to your therapist, talk about it to a friend, talk about it to a family member. And just say, hey, I need space to express what I would like to release, okay? If you have a recording device, right? I would just talk to the recording device. This is what I'm going to release on like today. And that's it. And just talk about it. Contemplate on it. Talk to your body about it. Hey, mind, this is what we're going to release today. We're going to release, you know, negativity. We've been working really hard on it for the past. You could like touch your head if you want. I would go here actually. We've been, you know, I've been trying to release negativity the past couple of years. And I think it's we're ready to release it. So if you could help me with that, that would be great. Literally talk to your mind, talk to your heart. Heart, I want to release this anger that we've been experiencing. It no longer serves us anymore. And you know what? It's going to really allow us to step into the energy that we've always wanted to. It's really going to allow us to be the best version of ourselves, right? Communicate to your body. Oh my God, actually, scratch the burning ceremony. Do this with your body, okay? Just communicate to your body. Is so powerful. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know how powerful your body is. Like, it's okay. People will learn. Y'all will learn during Pluto and Aquarius, okay? Y'all will learn during Pluto and Aquarius. Y'all have to. But our bodies are so powerful, okay? So talk to your body during this time. Release stuff that your body is holding, okay? If you feel pain or ache in a certain part of your body, research what that is linked to psychologically. You know, your shoulders means you're bearing a lot of weight. What is that? Journal about it. I'm telling you, y'all, at least 3 hours, okay? At least 3 hours. I know some of y'all like, girl, she crazy. 3 hours. Please do at least 3 hours of reflecting. This can include some sound bowl healing. This can include a middle meditation. This can include some meditative drawing, okay? Go to the Patreon page if you want a free coloring book to color during this time. The 3 hours doesn't have to be like, I'm sitting here writing and I'm bored. Like, it doesn't have to be that, okay? But take the time to go inward. That's what I'm saying. So that's your releasing ceremony. I want y'all to talk to the body parts that you have felt aches or pains coming up, especially the past 4 months. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Maybe 5 months for some of y'all. Talk to your body, okay? So that's your releasing ceremony. And then when you're done talking to your body, there's going to be another challenging part for some of y'all. Take a cold shower. And when you're in the shower, just say, I am releasing the old. I'm releasing the old, okay? Y'all, I have to admit, I'm a little scared for the cold shower. I'm a little scared for the cold shower. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. But I would do the shower because especially if you have stuff trapped up here, trapped on your knees, trapped in your legs, the shower's going to help with that, okay? Especially trapped in your mind, it's going to help with that. And then look, the great thing about a cold shower is right after, you can take a hot one. So look, it's a win-win situation. That's how I get through them at least. So that's what I want y'all to do for your releasing ceremony on January 21st. Really easy. Follow me on Instagram and I will put a whole step-by-step post on this on Instagram. And let me write that down so I don't forget. That's what I want y'all to do for the releasing ceremony. And that's what I really want y'all to focus on for this week. if you are listening to this in the future, okay, make sure you do this when it is a 9-year, which is obviously going to be 9 years from now. What, 2034, I think. 2034. Yeah. So make sure you save this podcast for the year 2034 too. So this is going to happen all over again. You're going to get another opportunity because God is so sweet. God is so loving. You get another opportunity to release stuff if you choose not to do it this year. Beautiful. So make sure you do that. Yeah, make sure to do that. Make sure to do the releasing ceremony. But the biggest thing is I want y'all to go inward. Please, please, please go inward on the 21st. Okay? Don't. That's how I feel about the media. That literally, that's how I feel about it. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. And look out for look out for the disclosure. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about today. That's gonna be the last thing. There will be a disclosure statement of some sort saying that there are aliens or extraterrestrials here on Earth. How they're gonna finesse this, because they try to finesse everything, I'm not too sure. There might be one of those things where like, yeah, there's aliens. We got alien bacteria from Mars and brought it to, I don't know how they're gonna do it. But I'm going to tell you right now, the narrative will be around fear. And I really want y'all to critically think. Okay, we talked about this on the Patreon. We talked about this on my 2025, I think, predictions episode. Critically think when it comes to these. It's not even extraterrestrials because they're not outside of. We ain't going to get into the logistics of it. But what I like to say is these other beings, because that's all that they are. They're just other beings, right? Please have critical thinking around the narrative because they're really going to try to project onto you that we need to be scared of other beings. But please think critically about what you see on the media. The California fires was such a beautiful example of this. Beautiful example of this, right? So last week, I'm sure some of y'all saw my little glitchy video live stream that I tried to do, but some of y'all picked up what I was putting down. Just be so careful. I mean, the fire there was even video evidence that it was man-made. It's crazy. Be critical, okay? But the California fire is a great example of this because, the mass media is like, oh my, it's a wildfire because it was started in the wilderness in the middle of winter. Like, it's like, bruh. Now, I know climate change is happening, but bruh, middle of winter? Really? Middle of winter? We're going to have a fire in the middle. And especially because historically, and when I mean historically in the past couple of years, those California fires have always been in the summer. It's very ideal for certain people that those fires were started in winter. Very ideal that it's right before peak construction season. Anyway, my point is I want y'all to really be critical, okay? Please, please, please be critical about what you see on the media. It's crazy. Even Beto, I was watching his video, and he actually maps out, and I feel like I screenshotted this, and maybe I'll edit this in, maybe not. It's crazy. But where the California fires are, I won't say fires like that, but wildfires, it's actually directly in alignment with the railway plans that they had planned and mapped out for California to connect these smart cities. And the smart cities, y'all, that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. There's a show about this. It's for adults, so my kids watching, y'all can't watch this. Man, and I forgot what it was. It came out last year. It's about the samurai, and he actually has to like hack into the computer system of a smart city to get into there and to avenge his like wife and son. It's this whole thing. I forgot what it's an anime, but I forgot what it's called. But that's a great example of those smart cities. Like if you really want to get a realistic look at it, that's a great look at it. and how they're really going to be controlled. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Y'all know how I feel about TV. At some point, I will have a podcast, but I want to do this with somebody, so I have to figure out who I'm going to do this with. But at some point, I will have a podcast talking about like the consciousness in anime shows. And I think it's just going to be anime shows, to be honest, because like, what else is there at this point? What else is there? We're like, no, but it's like, seriously though, like what else is, I mean, there's some shows that are pretty dope. There's some shows, but it's just gotten so gruesome. It's just gotten so perverted. It's just gotten so, and even in anime too, it's just gotten so like, we're going to program this low energy stuff at you so much. I know you like this show, but like, this is way more important. We're going to program this low energy stuff. We're just going to keep on programming this onto you through TV. And it's just made me like, I'm tired of like the horror shows. I'm gonna be honest, I'm tired of the horror shows. I didn't even do a podcast on this, but I know some of y'all like, no, horror shows are like spiritual and woke, but it's like, you know, you can be spiritual and woke without having to see like a dead body like on the screen. Like, what does that have to do with spiritual? Well, anyway, we ain't gonna get to that. I don't want anybody to be commenting on the YouTube video. But really, what does that have to do with spirituality? What does that have to do with my ascension? Nothing. So, but I would like to. I'm gonna put that out there. So, and actually, yeah, if one of y'all want to do that with me, let me know. Comment in the comment below. If you watch like anime or like TV shows and you want to talk about the consciousness of it, let me know. Maybe I'll choose one of y'all to actually do that with me. But yeah, because like there's so much stuff that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to move it over to this podcast because I want to continue to empower y'all and empower y'all through the shows that I do with other people too, and the knowledge that we share with y'all. So I hope that is enough transformation and expansion for today. And we will continue to transform next week, January 21st. That's your transformation day. That's your day to set the foundation for this 9-year, so you can release what doesn't serve you anymore, so you can really let that die and put it to the side. That's for y'all. So keep that in mind, okay? I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.